We're still waiting for some of our leaders to come in, but we are not going to just hold on that. We believe that they will be joining us any moment from now. So we're going live, and then we can be able to okay, let's roll it, guys. Let's roll it. So like I said, we are looking at the billionaire mindset. It was the UK billionaire Georgia that set the sales for this. The guy has over 1,000 subsidiaries internationally, over 10,000 staffs. He has 46 businesses, and he also have 23 billion turnover. He joined our wonderful business, and was interviewed, and I was eager to hear his perspective. And then we learned a lot of lessons from that interview. And I think that it's a mindset that we need to sell to our people. Because let me tell you guys, success and failure is actually from the mind. Both success and failure is from the mind. When you fail from your mind. And when you succeed, you fail first from your mind. You fail first from your mind. That is just the truth. You fail first from your mind. If you see anybody that fail in life, they fail first in their mind. That is the truth. The world is created twice. It is first a thought before it becomes a thing. He said, and the word becomes flesh, and the thought becomes flesh, and the word becomes flesh. So what you think about is what you bring about. So if you fail first from your mind. When you see people that sees an opportunity, and then they will say, I don't know whether I can be able to do it. That is where their failure started from. Oh, let me see whether the thing will work. They came to try an error. They just came to try. I used to say that for people who came to try, they cannot make it. Right from the beginning, if you're among those who came to try, you can't triumph. But when you say, I come to triumph, I come to win, and failure is not an option. No alternative mentality to success is what will make you to succeed. It's not that let me see whether it will work. Then you already decided that if it does not work, you will go back. Listen to me. Success does not come that way. It is a function of no alternative mentality. That is it. When you have that mindset that let's try this one too, guys, it will work, guys. Let's see whether it will work. It will work, because doubt means death. Doubt means failure. Doubt means losing. So leaders don't doubt. They are highly optimistic. They walk in belief. They walk in faith. Because if you want to win with God, you must not doubt. In the kingdom of God, doubt means death. You doubt God, you go to hell. In the military, if you doubt, they take you as a coup plotter, because you have to be loyal to all your leaders. The moment you doubt, you say, I don't even understand this government, and you are a military man. During military era, they will just, immediately they know that any moment you can plot a coup. Doubt means death in the ministry, and the same thing in the kingdom of God. Leaders don't show doubt to followers. When some people open their mouth and talk, I know immediately they ain't going anywhere. Because if you have 1 or 2 persons under your team and you are talking like a loser, you are going to produce losers team, because the same belief that you have is what you are going to sell to the people you are leading. And a blind leader of the blind, both of them will fall into a pit. So if you want to lead successfully, you must never show doubt to your wife and your children. You must never show doubt to your team. Leaders don't show doubt. They don't doubt and they don't fear. They are not timid. They are courageous. The leaders are dealers in hope. They give hope to their team all the time. They instill confidence in their team all the time, in their people. And that's why people naturally follow a leader that is stronger than themselves. If you are a leader and your people are naysayers, and your people are talking doubt, and you join them, you know that me too, I've been thinking maybe something is wrong. Maybe that's failure. Failure personified. How do I put it? That's failure, guys. You don't talk about doubt. So quickly, I want Mr. Sam to take the lead. Just 3 to 5 minutes, and then you are done. 3-5 minutes. Give us 3 points you were able to bring out from Georgia, the UK billionaire interview. He sold to us what he called the billionaire mindset. And he had already said that that's what he will be using to mentor people. Billionaire mindset. So just talk to us, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Pastor Mike. I wouldn't have loved to be the first to open this floor, honestly, because there's so much to put together here. But I mean, be it as it may, I just like to roll. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Yeah, just to go real quick, Georgia was someone that, honestly, I saw humility in him, and he started from a very humble beginning. And one of the things that he said that struck me was the fact that he said he likes to be a biblical reference when he goes. So it shows that he has a very strong belief system, which was instilled in him by his mother. And he said that is still what he still carries on to tomorrow. So it means that he has a very strong Christian faith. And that's one of the things that attracted me to him as well. So he believes and says what he's doing. And that's one key factor that I saw there. Very humble beginning, he started at that. Now, another point that I like to quickly mention was the fact that he mentioned that one of the things that drives him in life is to stay focused and understand why you are in existence. In fact, he went further to say that one of the key things the best thing that can happen to a man is the day you were born, remembering the day you were born. And the next is being able to identify why you are actually in existence. Understanding why you were born is key, and that is something that is lacking in a number of us, and that's why we keep gambling, we keep wallowing. So if you know why you were born and understand the reason for your existence, you will stay focused and you will never lose track of it. That is really very key for a millionaire that has that mindset. Now, another point, you said I should remain at 3 points very fast, is the fact that he also told us when he was asked, what exactly, how do you succeed? What exactly how do you get to become successful? He said planning, preparation, and purpose. So you have to plan always and adhere to the plan. Don't even listen to what naysayers will say. Join the best team. For instance, CashFX. So if you join CashFX, you look for the best team, irrespective of where they are. Now, there are so many organizations out there doing what we are doing, but even if you may have gone to check all of them, identifying the best, and then as you come in, there are so many of us that haven't even identified the right team to follow. They just get registered. We had someone yesterday that got registered and said for past 3-4 months he hasn't even checked his back office. No, he had to have a purpose. You plan and then continuously prepare and stay focused, identify the right thing to follow. And by so doing, you will see the result. Don't get distracted by the processes and what happens along the line. Stay focused on the goal. That is the final endpoint, what you have in mind, that goal that you would have set for yourself. Because he said he's also a very strong goal setter. That's part of his plans. He breaks his goals to months, days, hourly. So with that, you stay focused on your goal. Whatever happens along the line, there'll be bumps, as it were. Even when he joined CashFX, he said there were so many bumps. There were distractions. In fact, that first week he joined was when there was hiccups in CashFX. There were delays in the system and all that. He asked his upline. He said he called him 1,001 times. Only God knows how many times he called. And he has no regrets for that, because if he didn't ask, that means he doesn't care. So because he understands and his reputation is so important to him, not even the money he's going to make there, he knows he has so much reputation at stake. He had to ask and wanted to know why. And therefore he stayed focused. So while those bumps came up, he wasn't perturbed. He wasn't worried because he was going to lose money. No, but he wanted to know why. So the processes will take care of itself. The bumps will come up there, but stay focused on your goals. So I think I've mentioned 3 points there, so that I allow others to talk. And but if I'm allowed, I can actually have a whole book I've written here about Georgia, and it's so difficult for me to just pick out 3 points. These are odd points that I know that it will be different from what most of us will be talking about. So I think I like to pause at this point and allow my other colleagues.
Yeah, thank you so much. You made some valuable points. I mean, I just hope people will be taking notes, because my mentor taught me many years back. I cannot count the number of notes I have in my library now. Notes jotted by me, listening to my mentors. So if you have a note, you will become notable in life. I'm not talking of sheet of paper that you just jot and then later misplace. You buy higher education, hardcover. You know, they say the shortest pencil is better than the sharpest brain. So when you have a note, you will become notable. Paul had a note. Always tell Timothy, bring me my patch, bring me my notes, even while he was in prison. So you must discipline yourself as a leader. Have a note. Don't trust your brain to remember everything you hear. All right. Having said that, I also have Pastor Wale in the house. Let me bring in Pastor Wale now. I've been looking for him all around, but thank God he finally came in. He's a man that everyone loves to listen to. He's a man with a baritonic voice. I mean, well articulated, well coordinated when he's making his point. Please keep an open mind. Let's go, sir. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Pastor Mark. I'm very grateful, sir. Yes. God bless you, and I wish you a very pleasant weekend, sir. Amen. I also thank all our leaders on call this morning. I thank everyone, all our guests. If we have any guests among all the members of this community, may God bless all of us, and may we completely fulfill our purpose by God's grace. Amen. I learned so many lessons from the Billionaire. And the first one I'd like to really emphasize this morning is the issue of money. Georgia told us that very early in life, when his father took him to the mall to buy items, he discovered that money is very, very important in life. That as we breathe in oxygen that sustains our life, that whatever be our goal, whatever be our mission, whatever be our purpose on earth, money has a critical role to play. So therefore, since we don't have money making or money generating as one of the course content, either in primary school or secondary school or university, no one goes to learn how to make money. But he said he learned his own by his experience he has with his father. And so from the early age, he mentioned he's 6, His mind has been, I must make money. I must make money. I must make money. And it's only whatever you want to make that make you. So one of the grace that granted him the opportunity to become a millionaire is the reference and respect he has for money. And I believe also all of us in this community, this is what brought us here, that money is very, very important. The second lesson that is very key to me is the issue of mentoring that he mentioned. He knew the position of mentoring, and he also desired to mentor others. And that's what led to the billionaire mindset that he wants to give opportunity to 1 million people around the world. And when he was looking for a platform to achieve this, he considered our CFS University, our CFS Academy, that they already have a core mentoring programs that can assist him and catalyze his vision to achieve mentoring 1 million people across the world. And so if he already has that goal of mentoring 1 million, I know before now he's been mentoring people. So I also believe that we are enjoying mentoring from our leader, Pastor Mike, and the more he teaches us every day, and particularly all the members of this community every weekend, I believe each of us also should have that as our core values, mentoring other people. Third thing is said that I want to mention, that all the members of this community must be confidently be able to tell others, is that no business is bulletproof forever. That the owners just keeping improving strategies, improving the business method as things are changing in the world. This is to explain that if anybody is asking us, like somebody asked me, give me a guarantee that this business can never fail. I said, nobody can guarantee tomorrow. For example, just a year ago, in March, when pandemic started, nobody foresaw it. Even the spiritual leaders, they don't see the pandemic in the way it came. And the last 1 year has completely changed the lives that we were all living. So if anybody asks you, for example, give Georgia answer. If they tell you, give me a guarantee that this business cannot fail, just tell them that even our lives will live by faith. So joining this organization or joining our community is by faith, and nobody can guarantee tomorrow. Number 4 lesson I want to mention that he talked about is that we must be aware of negative people. Negative people always have negative reviews. They think negative all the time. He gave an example of when Google was started, those who will have been enjoying maximum benefit of becoming a billionaire today, but because of their negative mindset, they are unable to be part of the big cake today. So in our prospecting, as members of this community, we must be aware of negative people. The more negative people we meet, confirm to us that there will be so other positive people. For example, when Georgia was about joining the community and he was doing the review, so many people were convincing him, don't join because of this, because of that, because of that. And so as many of our leaders has explained, when he asked that, give me telephone numbers or submit your telephone number to confirm that what you are saying negatively is really authentic, they all bow out. So we must be aware of negative people. They are pollutants. They pollute our mind and then they destroy what we want. Finally, let me talk about reputation. He also mentioned that reputation is more important than money. Money always follows good deeds. And since the platform upon which our community is built is already positive, so many lives has been turned around. The testimony people are getting there are so amazing. So what we need to build upon is that we don't build anything on lies. Don't hide anything you're prospecting. Ensure that you are positive, ensure that you are truthful, ensure that you are honest. Our individual reputation is bigger than money, the capital that money can give. So he is already made as a great multi-billionaire. And so he will not want little money to tamper with the billions that he has gathered. And he has already done a due diligence that the reputation upon which our organization is built, that of our founder, really work with his own philosophy of life and values that he believes. So with the reputation of our founder, Oscar Lopez, that he has established, and with his own reputation, I would like each and all of us also that are coming up to be sure that we don't cut corners in our selling and in reaching out to our prospect. No, we should be honest in the day, honest in the night. And like you know, the very core value of our organization is built on transparency, is built on honesty, and is built on respect. Our leader, Pastor Mike, when he was explaining yesterday, he said he keep prospecting. If he talks to 50 people, whether they come on board or not, is their choice. He move on to talk to another strangers. So don't say because you have suspect somebody is coming to invest $1,000 or more, and you now begin to cut corner. Let's hold on to integrity. Let's hold on to solid reputation, and then tomorrow will be good. I'd like to stop here to give opportunity to others. Thank you for listening to, and thank you, leader. God bless you, sir. I'm very grateful.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Wale. That was a wonderful delivery. So we've had it from the horse's mouth. I believe that we all got value. If you're on this call, guys, and you got value from Mr. Sam and Pastor Wale that have just spoken now, can you type a 111? Just type 111. Amazing delivery. I learned a great deal. Amazing delivery. What we are selling is the mentality. Please, some of you, they will be asking you, what is the guarantee that this business will not fail? Because you want to get 15%, and then you go and be promising heaven and earth and swearing to them. Don't swear to anybody. Nobody in this world start with a guarantee of success. Everyone that succeeded used their faith. God only works with people that use his faith, guys. Don't promise anybody. If they cannot plug in, I used to tell people, once you do your due diligence, leave the remaining to God. God expects you to play your own part, and he will play his own part. But don't go and stand in God's place. No, don't promise anybody, don't guarantee anybody. Thank you for responding to that call. So I'm going to go straight now and bring in Pastor Mrs. I mean, she's battle ready. You can see she was trying to fix a laptop and everything over there. So good morning, ma. We want to hear from you. You know, lawyers are very, very, when they are presenting their case in the court. So get your biro and your notes and be ready to pick some salient points from Barrister Mrs. Jackson. Are you there, ma? Okay, maybe it's not ready. Can I bring in Mrs. Mary Okeriafo? Let me bring in Mrs. Mary. Mrs. Mary, she's an iron lady, a former banker. She sleeps CashFX, talk CashFX, wears CashFX, and I mean, always CashFX. So, Mrs. Mary Okeriafo, are you there? I hope all these women are not frying dodo rice this morning. No?
Can you hear me? I'm there, sir.
Okay,
Hello?
I thought you are cooking pounded yam and ogbono there.
I'm still cooking, but
you can see that I'm in the spirit. I can even hear the smell from here.
Good morning, everyone.
I can hear the aroma.
I hear you, sir.
All right, let's roll.
I hear you, sir. Everyone, I'm good morning to all. Pastor Wale, Mr. Sam, you know, everyone that have spoken so far. It's really, really amazing. I enjoyed every bit. Now, I'm going to be bringing my own points, okay, to the fore right now. Where Georgia said that you can't beat someone who never quits. You really cannot they are determined. They have a determined spirit, you know, to move from one level to another. Okay.
Oh,
Is there
is it network?
what's
Okay.
called yes. Are we having network issues?
Yeah, it was breaking, but just go on, go on.
Okay, okay. But can you hear me? So like I was.
Oh.
Hello, can you hear me? So like I was, you can first can't beat someone who never quit and all that. And that we here doesn't mean that we haven't had some issues along the line or where we were before we came to CashFX, but it's obvious that we don't ever quit. In fact, a lot of people have had itches, you know, even in CashFX when they came in, probably ought to have hit their ranks, but somehow they went down. And I mean, because of what they are, they know that it's not, you don't quit, but you move forward and you get bigger things. Because he said this, you know, when he was even talking about the money he lost and all that, you know, the money he lost. At some point, he said he was depressed, you know, in the course of what happened to him, but he moved on. Because in life, you just have to move on. You can't continue to wallow in your you know, in the little issue you're having, because that doesn't solve anything. It doesn't put additional money in your pocket, or neither does it make you better. So that's one of the points I picked from there. Okay. Now he also mentioned that that we let's see. He also mentioned that we should embrace tough times. Okay, tough times. That when you have issues, when you have issues, up and move on. Never ever trade forex again. The forex has beaten her, and I told her that you cannot be saying that, because you just have to move on. That failure is actually a roadmap to success. So if you have to look at the billionaire mindset, if something has happened to you before, you just have to dust yourself up and try again, because that's it. It's through failures. I mean, consequent. Yes, progressive failures that you get to hit the point. You get to see because you learn from failures. You get to see where you are going, and then you learn from your mistakes and you make things better, and then success happens. That's just how it works. Now, he also mentioned that hang around with successful people. Okay, that those you hang around with actually matters a lot. You don't go hanging out with jankers, jokers, people who are not even ready to go to where you are planning to go. Okay, you have to follow those who are speaking, maybe people who are talking about CashFX, maybe money multiplication, financial freedom, like we're talking, and all that. Those are the people that you should find yourself. I mean, if you have to narrow that down as well to CashFX here, you can see that we have great leaders in the house. I mean, Pastor Mike showed us what is possible, and we all followed suit. And since then, they say you should be a copycat. Since we started copying Pastor Mike and following his footsteps and all that, we started seeing massive results. So that shows that it's so important, as in the people you have around you, the people you talk with, the people you play with or you share ideas with, they just have to be people who you are aspiring to become, or people that have tread the same paths that you are looking at treading. So those are the things that you just have to put in mind. And again, he talked about you finding your purpose. He said there are two purpose, okay, in our lives: the day we're born and the day we find our purpose. Okay, so the day you find your purpose, you begin to understand that you begin to see life in a different angle, from a different perspective. Okay, now if you I mean, like us in CashFX, now our purpose here is to end people's financial crisis and give them financial freedom. And that is what we started doing from the very, very onset, looking for people who have one financial crisis or the other, to help move them forward, to their financial freedom. And that's what we've been doing, and we have been changing lives tremendously. So that's it, okay? And that's it basically,
Wow.
And
Wow.
I also talked about his tough upbringing. Okay,
Wow.
he's from a very, very humble
Mrs.
background.
Mary
And
Okeriafo, you have really,
yes,
you've really tried. Let me just allow you to rest there. I mean, the
okay,
truth of
let's
the
stop
matter
there.
is, I just want to add to that area of purpose. I think it is vital. I want to just
Yes.
let our people know that the day you are born, number one, and the day you discover your purpose is the second day you are born. The second birth, just like when you are born physically, and then when you discover your purpose, like people, Christian will say, when you give your life to Christ, is second birth. So even as a Christian, you are born into purpose, but there are a lot of Christians, even after they are born into become born again, they still do not come into purpose. They don't know that the reason they are saved is to serve. So it's very, very important. Like you said, that's the game changer in anybody's life. The moment you know the problem you are here to solve. I was looking at the meaning of purpose in the dictionary. It says something is used for. Many people get into prostitution, armed robbery, smuggling, and all those stuff. They don't know what they are used for, what they are created for, what they are meant to be doing. Purpose is about helping others. So if you don't know that you are doing CashFX, so it's not just CashFX you are doing. You are in a business that you can pick what CashFX as an idea to now begin to be helping people solve their financial problem. Purpose is actually your contribution to your generation. What's your contribution? What are you bringing to the table? Do you know that everyone can be rich if everyone can discover their life's purpose? Everyone can be rich because every human being are born with what they are meant to do. God had already planted the seed of what you are here to do, but not many people discover that. So don't just see yourself doing CashFX. Life will not make a meaning to you if, let me use this word of somebody that said, life is a burden when it has no bearing. Life will be a burden to a man that have not discovered his life purpose. Purpose is what turns work to fun. Purpose is what turns work to fun. And you see that purpose gives birth to your passion. The moment you discover your purpose, you discover your natural habitat. You discover like a fish in the water. You swim effortlessly. The moment you discover that life's purpose, you will be making money without working. Because what you are actually doing becomes fun. Why work is hard? Purpose is easy. Purpose turns work to easy. They said 95% of people that are doing salary work, they hate what they do.
True.
Do you know why? They are not in line with their purpose. They are only there to collect salary. The reason why they go to work is to just collect salary so that they can pay house rent, send children to school. And guess what? They are working in frustration. Many of them wake up on Monday morning, they don't want to go to work, but they are in forced labor. And God said that we are no more slaves. We are now children. For people who have discovered their life purpose, life become easy. So if you don't want life to be a burden to you, you have to discover your purpose. And it's very simple. Many people have had being God's purpose for your life, but they don't know what it is. I'm taking my time to explain that I have discovered that it is purpose that makes people become millionaire, who become billionaire, who become trillionaire. There is nobody that is in the Hall of Fame of the richest men in the world that what they do, there is no purpose that get them there. There's nobody. Whether it's a Muslim or a Christian, I don't care. There are even Muslims that discover life's purpose, while there are Christians who do not. The moment you say, this thing I'm doing, I'm going to be doing it to help humanity, guys, you have hit the nail on the head. From that point forward, you will see that life becomes easy for you. The money you are thinking that is hard to make just will suddenly become easy to make. Thank you, Mrs. Mary. I just had to add to that point. I know that Mr. Sam also mentioned it. Purpose is also what we call your why. Know your why. Why do you want to be rich? I want to be rich. His purpose is that I don't want my family to be suffering. I want to be able to provide. So your purpose for being a millionaire may be to give your family a good life. Your purpose may be you want to sponsor gospel. Yeah, you want to help these people. I hate staying broke. I hate empty pocket. I hate empty bank account. I hate people around me suffering and not being able to do anything about it. Guys, go and take your Bible and write down your why you want to be a millionaire. Those are the game changer in any man's life. Thank you. God bless you. Barrister Mrs. Jackson, are you there, ma? Can you hear me?
Hello. Wow. Good morning.
Good morning,
you will not believe what happened. As you called me, I was unmuting myself, and something came on this thing. You know how these things pop up and said update. As I was pressing that one, I pressed the update. It now started updating everything on my phone. So I could hear everything you were saying. I couldn't do anything. I had to wait for the update. I'm so sorry.
No
I wasn't thinking. I was there, you know. I'm very, very sorry.
No problem. Okay. So let's argue. Right. And everybody there.
We are fine. And awesome. I hope everyone is fine this morning, this wonderful morning. I'm always excited with this leadership training. And today is a very important topic, the mindset of the billionaire. Somebody with the credentials of Georgia is, it's worth analyzing. That mindset is worth analyzing. That's what we are doing this morning, When I looked at everything he said, it's centered on his understanding of why he came on earth. That is the purpose we are being hammering on. If you notice, that is really the center point of the interview. Maybe because the mother was very religious and told him about life, what he was actually explaining all around his talk is about brevity of life. He understood that we are here for only a short time. If all of us will understand this concept, we will not struggle. Honestly, he understood it. He said, you are here for a short time. And that, and that time God has allocated to you, you are supposed to use it profitably. like the parable of the talents. You need to use it. We are not supposed to waste that time. Time is of essence. If you want to fulfill purpose, time is of essence. That's why he said, I do not even sleep. Sometimes 3 days he may not have slept, you know, because he's thinking, how do I accomplish this purpose? He saw his purpose very early in life, you know. He said from 6 years, because he had mentors. He had mentors. The father was a good mentor. The mother was a good mentor, you know, and they put him on the right track. It is not money. They didn't even have money. You know, that is why we have to, you know, he was dwelling on this thing, that what will make you to succeed is to acknowledge God, acknowledge your parents. He's actually acknowledging his parents, and, you know, acknowledge your neighbors, which is what the commandment, the golden commandment, that is love your neighbor as yourself and love God. That is actually what he's preaching here. You understand? So he said, because life is short, you have to do your best. And what is the denominator to helping people? You know, God has shown you that the best thing to do is to help people. The people, the kingdom is the people. That's what I keep on saying, you know. So he set out to get money early. He didn't allow anything at all to deter him. You know, he said the hitches will come. Once you have your eye on the goal, his goal is to make it in life. What is our own goal? To make it in life. So he set out early. He was not looking for systems that will help him to accomplish this goal, you know, to get that money that will help other people. So the purpose is so central to everything he said. And because he knew that he doesn't have much time, you know, great people like that, they don't stay long because they, you know, God brings them in to impact people, and they exit. So he knows, he knows he has flaws. He says he's dyslexic, he's diabetic, he's overweight, and all that. He lost his brother when he was young, you know, and, you know, he lost so much money, 900 million and all that. But he did not deter him because he had his eye on the goal. What is his goal? To mentor people, to help people. He's, you know, and he now saw CashFX as the vehicle. It's a system. He doesn't have to start from scratch. He said, I'm not a director in CashFX. I'm not an executive member, but I have seen a system. I've checked it out and it is okay. And it will serve my purpose. Bottom line, you know? So that is how he set out. He checked CashFX and it was okay. And he came on. Now he wants to do good. He said they fed 1.1 million homeless people. You know, what the money you are getting, what are you using it for? This your short life. What are you using that money God is going to give you or God is giving you? He said, God said in Deuteronomy 8:18, he said, I'm the one who will give you the power to create wealth. But you should not forget what that wealth is meant to do. A lot of us, we are so selfish. We need to be selfless. We need to be humble. That is what this guy is portraying in all the things he's saying. You know, he said mentorship, I will do good. I will feed them, but they need a helping hand. You know, they don't need handover. They need somebody who you can feed them for a while, but you should also mentor them so that you teach them how to fish. You know, that is what we're also doing in CashFX. He said you have to do teamwork. The teamwork is you have to be a leader. The people now who have seen what you have, you know, they will follow you because you have something that they are looking for. So the teamwork, when you do teamwork, he even went as far as to say, when you do the same thing 90 days, he said you have to have a blueprint. You know, we have to have a blueprint when you are mentoring. I'm talking about mentoring now. You know, when you are mentoring people, you have to have a blueprint. You have to, you know, do the same things, maybe to different people in different ways. But he said he never changes his blueprint. And that is what CashFX is also doing. They have a system. If you follow it, you will get to global ambassador. You will get to 100K. You just have to follow the blueprint, the mentorship. You know, he said, you have to acquire knowledge. If you want to mentor, you must acquire knowledge. I think that drive came from the fact that the father died of Alzheimer's disease, you know, and the mother, you know, had some issues with the brain, you know. So what he feels, and he's also dyslexic, he feels that learning, you have to learn and unlearn. You have to learn new things. When, like the CashFX system, he doesn't know anything. He's learning it. That is what we are supposed to do. You know, then he talked about setting goals. Setting goals, he said you have to be unrealistic. You should set goals that are beyond you. He said if you aim for the stars, you know, you may not get the star, but you will not get a handful of mud either. You will get something good. So we need to learn. When things are posted on the platform and, you know, videos and new things are taught, we should come to the Zoom and learn this thing. Knowledge, applied knowledge is power. And that is what he has been saying. He said you should make goal setting a lifestyle. You know, a lot of us, we set yearly goals, and then by February we are forgotten it. What he is saying is he sets out continuous goals. So it's a lifestyle. He sets out hourly goals. By the time somebody sets out hourly goals, that means it's the way he's living. Everything he's doing, he's looking at it. You understand? He's analyzing it. He's putting it out. He's checking himself. He's competing with himself. This thing I did last year, is it the same thing? Am I getting better an hour ago, 2 hours ago, 3 days ago? He said that's what he does. He's not competing with anybody. Setting unrealistic goals. That's the third point I want to make. So for me, the best one is the purpose. He found his purpose. You focus on why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you on earth? You know, nobody knows when you will check out, or God will call you. You know, he gave you life and he can take it at any time. So why don't you make the best out of that time? That is all he's saying. Brevity of life. That is what you think in our head, that we are not here forever. Whatever we are doing, we should do it with that in mind. And we should thank God for every day that he gives us another day. And we should be accountable for that day, for that time he has given us. Awesome. I think I have to stop for other people to go on. But honestly, I'm so wild with the guy. I just look at him and he looks so simple and he's so loaded. Thank you, Pastor Mike. I know you are, do you know that you are like Georgia? All the analysis is like you. Honestly, I'm not flattering you. I just, you know, these are things you have been telling us over and over again. You know, I was comparing your notes. I have my notebook. I was comparing your notes, all the things you used to say, teach us. It's basically the same thing.
That's it.
So, you know, I believe that you're already a billionaire, and all of us following you will all be billionaires. In Amen. Jesus' name. Thank Amen. You, and God bless everybody. Wow. We are billionaires indeed.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. You know, I don't expect anything less than what we had from Georgia, because the truth is success leaves clue, and that's it. Like you said, everything is about the blueprint that you are following, and head or tail, truth will always be the truth. If tomorrow we interview Elon Musk, you still hear the same thing Georgia said. They all have the same thing. It's a principle. It's not. It's going to be the same. I mean, Bradson, you know, the owner of Virgin Airlines, said business is making other people's lives better. He's talking about purpose. I mean, that's the game changer. In fact, everything Georgia talk about centers around purpose. Around purpose. So I really appreciate you, man. So guys, if you got value from Madam Mary Okereafo, from Barrister Mrs. Jackson, who have just spoken now, can you just type a 555, guys? If this is adding value to you, you think that we are not wasting our time doing this, I want you to type 555. Just tell me I am really, really getting value. That's it. Just type a 555 to appreciate these amiable leaders that are devoting their time to do all this for us. Just type a 555, because keeping an attitude of gratitude is what will take you to the top. Life answers to principle. Wisdom is a principle thing. If you are using every moment, applying every principles you are learning, your life will take a new turn. I mean, when I learned that being grateful will take me to the top, guess what? I have nothing to complain about. I have everything to be grateful about. I always tell God, I'm grateful for the air I breathe. I'm grateful for the miracle of sleeping and waking. I'm grateful for the miracle of going out and coming in. I'm grateful for the food on our table. I'm grateful for the roof over our head. I'm grateful for I'm able to stand. I'm able to sit. I'm able to see. I'm able to talk. Guys, just keep an attitude of gratitude, and that is the only thing that will take you to the top. When somebody do something to you, don't hesitate to say thank you. Appreciate God, appreciate man. Look, your life will turn around if you begin to do some of these things. And everything we are talking about here, application is what will bring the result. I started early in life. I wasn't interested in knowledge that I will not apply. I wasn't interested. Anything I learn, I grip it and I apply it. That is my life, guys, because knowledge will do nothing for you. Knowledge. So I'm not surprised what we had from Georgia. In fact, I would have been more surprised if we hear anything different, because success leaves clue, guys. Interview all the top people in this world. All of them will tell you the same thing. Wisdom is a principle thing, and the principle is parallel. Truth is parallel all over the world. It's not a question of whether you are in US or Nigeria or anywhere. Truths are parallel. So at this point, I want to bring in, we have somebody in our midst, TJ Godwin, and although he's not directly in my team, but he has been somebody that has been following my mentorship bumper to bumper, you know, and he's been helpful to our team, always in the back office training, also helping people solve problems. That's what we are talking about, purpose. You have to key yourself in somewhere. Even when we started this, this man, Mr. Ayo, just reach out to me and say, sir, you are doing a great work. I'm into IT. I can key in and be helping people in the area of the technical issue, how to register and all those stuff. Since that time, this guy was not looking back. In fact, I have even left the team for him now. I only show up occasionally. I will just show up. I will not talk. I will just be there. I will go out. That is life. You know, Jesus said that every tree that is bearing fruits, he said, my heavenly Father will prune them. People like that don't have diabetes. They don't have hypertension. They can, even when they have, God said he will remove those things, pruning them, guys. Working is healing. Working is healing. Find work for yourself. Find purpose for yourself. Don't just sit on the bench and just be playing, being on the fence. This man keyed into that back office. Now they are now on Zoom. You can watch those back office training now on Zoom. You can see the way he's growing that thing, and it will only communicate occasionally. It's not just for you to be there as if you are not there. He said any tree that is bearing fruit is going to prune them, that is giving them good health, giving them energy, giving them strength. Then he now said to be able to produce more results. And the one that is there, that is doing nothing, the Father will assess and say, what is this one doing here? After all, there is no fruit on it. I'm going to cut it off. Can you see now? Do you want long life for yourself? Then you have to get into life purpose for your life. He said, if you are not useful, then you have no right to continue to occupy space. If you are not useful, you have no right to keep occupying space that other people need who are ready to serve. So at this point, I want to bring in TJ. Are you there, sir? Good morning, sir. We just wanted to also do your own contribution. We appreciate your time for being there for the team. I mean, you have been helping our team, helping your team as well. And I think you are just applying some of these principles that we have been sharing on this platform. So let's have you for the next 2, 3, 5 minutes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir. It's a pleasure to be here. And good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And good morning to all leaders that have spoken earlier. And good morning to everybody on this call. It's a pleasure to be here once more. And just to chip in from what we heard from the Honorable Georgia, the billionaire, and just want to put this forward that success lives through. And what we've been learning from our leader, Pastor Mike, is just the same thing we learned from Georgia, which is to say we're on the straight path. And 2 things I learned from Georgia for what Daddy has said, that he said about these people, negativity. And he said that you should try and ask them. And what he did, he said those people saying negative about CashFX. He now called them and said, give us the point that you have that you are using to blackmailing CashFX. To give cogent points. And he said they cannot say a word. They cannot say a damn that is truthful. And he would not even say that some even said misinterpreted CashFX, that how can CashFX be giving 15% a week profit on capital? And which is, if they could be doing that, that is a scam. He now said that he now took them to CashFX presentation. CashFX never promised us 15%. They said up to 15%. So I was now wondering, who is now the scam? Is it you people that deliberately misinterpreting what CashFX said when you are not giving the fact to people? That was when he now said that I think this CashFX is real, because they have said something to the world which is plain and correct. But the naysayers, the negative, deliberately misquotes Cash just to blackmail them. Now you now notice why are they blackmailing this CashFX? Then I would now like to quote the word of our mentor, Pastor Mike. He said, people throw stone at fruitful tree. If you see that it is a tree that is fruitful, that people throw stone at. So just to know that if you are focused on CashFX, they are very transparent and open. They've said what they are going to do and what they can do. The naysayers, negativity people are just misinterpreting them. And CashFX has just focused and is there to help people. And one thing about Georgia that I also learned is that he said his integrity. He said he now took his phone and called Oscar Lopez himself and asked Oscar Lopez, what about what these people are saying about your company? And he said the answer Oscar Lopez gave to him match what he has mission in life. He said Oscar Lopez, his mission is to help people financially across the globe. His own mission is to help people financially. So he said, whoever wants to take it, take it. Whoever wants to leave it, leave it. But he has that mission to help people. And Georgia said, wow, this guy is my man. This is the same mission I want. I've got about 10,000 workers under me, or people I know. I want to be able to direct them to a place that have the same mission of helping ourselves. So he's now saying us that the mission of CashFX is to help us financially. Look at how our money can multiply, can be working for us while we are sleeping, compared to where that place we could have left it, whereby they will be using it and not giving us return. The little money you've worked for can also work for you. A lot of people don't know that. Georgia said this amazes him. And one thing about Georgia that also amazes me is that he said he took his own time and money to do due diligence on CashFX. So he's now comparing people that they are saying negative or think about what are the due diligence that you've done on CashFX? What are the things, you just went on Google and go and copy garbage and you are spreading garbage. What are your own due diligence? Look at one diligence that somebody did on CashFX. If you are watching the CashFX, somebody took his money from Canada and traveled to Panama City to go and see if they actually exist there. And if they are actually doing what they are doing, they are actually doing what they are saying. That is due diligence. He took his own money from his own pocket to went there to confirm. That is the type of due that to come out with facts, not just come out with rumor. Some people will just hear rumor and be spreading it without even them going into details, without even checking it. So he now said that people have, look at even Georgia. He sent his solicitors, his lawyers, spend money, gave them money to go and do research on CashFX. And they came back based on the money we got. We have all the resources to check this company. And we are coming back to tell you this is a reputable company. CashFX is a company of legacy. So if you are still here doubting, do your due diligence. Don't just listen to naysayers and listen to garbage on the online. We have done our due diligence. And in fact, there are a lot of people of integrity on this business that we know that they've done the due diligence, that they've played the part that we just to follow. And one thing about this CashFX, have the mind of helping people, just like our mentor, Pastor Mike, to say, anybody you share CashFX with, that person is not helping you. It is not the 15%, whatever. It is you helping them. It is we sharing hand of help to them, whereby they can benefit them. CashFX is changing life. He has turned people to millionaire. I am someone that can tell you of my upline, Martin Orena, who started CashFX in 2019. When the guy attended my first Zoom meeting just to encourage me, he opened up his back office to me and he has received $2 million from CashFX that they've paid him on one account. He's now telling me, TJ, look at what I did, something out of leap of hope and faith. If you watch the video of Matthew Renner, he said when they started in 2019, there was no guarantee. There was, when they are the first starters, there was no testimony to show them that this is a reputable company or people that are successful. We are starting now, we can see people already that have made it. We know people that have started with $300 and $100,000 now. A lot of them, including Pastor Mike. But Martin was telling me that they started with leap of hope and faith. And it took them to a place they never expected could be. If you are, honestly, I watch that video every time I play that video, that it was not based on guarantee. It's so if you don't know or you already know, nobody can guarantee you. Only God gives guarantees. Even the government can guarantee you. But the blueprint was that we started with leap of hope and faith. And it took us to a place we never expected to be. Imagine doing a business in 2019 and becoming a millionaire in 2020. Awesome. What a business. And the most thing that also pisses me and amazes me about CashFX and these leaders, he now said, TJ, when this money now came, because we never expected this amount of money. these leaders and these power team people now build it together to start giving out money, to start helping guests, to start helping people to start a financial life, to start not giving them dash, giving them a business that could actually take them whatever amount they start to become a millionaire based on your inputs. CashFX is a legacy company. I know nobody should be here and still be doubting anyway. We are all here with the same mind and the same mission, and CashFX will just take you there. And one thing I want to also mention, which I don't always forget when I mention, is this Pastor Mike's training and this leadership training. In fact, when I started CashFX, I knew nothing or anything. All I was just lucky that my man, Martin Orena, that brought me to consider that I will link you up with a group, African group, that the man handling that group is awesome, that if you can join the presentation. And I started joining the presentation of Pastor Mike, and that changed my business. And in fact, I used Pastor Mike's presentation to grow my business from zero to an executive, just by sending my people to the presentation of Pastor Mike, and which is just so awesome. And one project thing that I also got from this presentation of our awesome leader was that most of my people, when I want to sell the business to them, in fact, I will be lucky to say, well, if you can come on board with $300 package, at least you are in. I did like that for one guy one day, when at least if you can just come on board with $300. And that guy said, I will try it with $200. And I said, please attend this presentation 9 p.m. of Pastor Mike. Could you believe me, when that guy attended the presentation of Pastor Mike, the guy came back and said he's starting with $10,000 package. So wow. It just because of that presentation. I am saying that because we are leveraging, look at where the leveraging is coming from. CashFX has given us a system, we are leveraging it. We also have leaders that are presenting that we can also leverage them. I leverage Pastor Mike to build my business too, and it has grown. I could remember when I went to Pastor Mike that this Travis that you are doing, he said, you have to take the lead as well. He is there to give leadership to anybody that wants to. And he has been helping people, and he can see it in you, that should take up that leadership bar and start doing. And I'm doing my own presentation too, and my team is growing. Look at the leverage that we are leveraging our leaders, our mentors, to also create our own team. Now I have over 200 people in my team. And look at something I started without not even knowing how to go about. Just because I was fortunate to be in a team like to attend presentation of Pastor Mike. And it has helped me a lot. So I'm really very grateful to you, Pastor Mike.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. May God continue to bless you. Because when you are throwing out your wisdom, you don't even care if that person is in your team or not. You are doing it the way God has sent you to give it to everybody that wants to take it. And we that are in London are coming back to Nigeria to tap on you, and we are very grateful for you. May God continue to bless you. It's a pleasure, sir. Thank you. And everybody in the house, we are blessed to be here. I know nobody is starting CashFX anyway. On this call, nobody should be, because CashFX is a legacy company. If you see the mission of those that have created it is to help everybody. If you want to be helped, pleasure, not pleasure. So thank you so much. I give the floor to everyone.
I super celebrate you. Thank you for that valuable contribution. Guys, I still want to bring another leader while I'm thanking Mr. TJ for his contribution. Thank you. God bless you and reward you handsomely. So, Pastor Thaddeus, are you there, sir? It's time for us to hear from you. Are you there?
Can you imagine?
Pastor Thaddeus is a teacher.
You get busted.
Are you there, Pastor Thaddeus?
Yes, sir, I'm very much around. Sometimes I get scared when our analysts, great minds, talk. I became scared of wanting to say any other thing. I was to say, please let's just go home with the ones we have heard from our great analysts. I think I'm very much happy, listening to these great minds that analyzing what Georgia, said during that interview. For me, I would have said, let's just go on with our other activities. Maybe some other times. It's not for lack of what to say.
Will be great. Just your own perspective.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, very, very much for having me. And I salute all our leaders who have spoken. And I'm also happy hearing from my brother TJ, all the way from UK. So I celebrate him. The last time I chatted with him, in fact, the way he attended to me, I was so much impressed because I needed some help from him. I want to say thank you, my brother, for coming around.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. The other time, some of our earlier analyzers, analysts, said something about what Joda said concerning being focused. Actually, I was thinking that that's where my starting point should have been, but I now later thought that you see, all what Georgia had said, take a point, we can make a whole lot of discussion on that point, just one point, and give 10 people opportunity to say something on that particular point. Everyone will have something to say. I mean, something even different from what another person has said, telling us the in-depth of what this guy, said during this during the interview. Now, talking about that focus, I was thinking from this line of thought that one of the reasons why some of our members are not really making much progress is because they lack focus. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. I have happened to know some of our members who have been in this, who started with us last year. But when I go through, when I see the performances, I get, I become sad in the sense that the expected progress they're supposed to make, they are not really making. Not that they are not working hard. They are really very fantastic set of people. But when I further looked into what must have been the cause, I discovered that one thing run through many of them. Last night I was going through my back office and I was checking on the leadership aspect of the network. I was saddened to discover that some of these people I'm talking about at their points have capped. Some of them have cycled 200%. I mean 200%.
I think maybe network has taken Pastor Thaddeus out. Oh, okay. I was actually expecting him to talk about Georgia, not about what anybody is doing. So we just want to look at the billionaire mindset and take off our mind from any shortcomings from anyone, just to sell out what sells, what people need. So I believe that we'll keep training and retraining to help everyone align with these values. Well, I think that's where we are going to stop this billionaire mindset. It's just about 11:15. I believe that documenting this maybe on the YouTube, we see if some people probably might miss this and they can just go back and also listen more to this. A salient point, valuable points have been made. I tell you, it's been so wonderful today. It's mind-blowing some of the points that people made on this platform this morning is really
sorry, Pastor Mike, my battery went off.
Oh, sorry. You know what I want you to do. I want you to just focus on Georgia's billionaire mindset. Without.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I hope you are hearing me, sir.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I am hearing only that. Just cracking. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I said just focus on Georgia billionaire as mindset. You know, those points that you mentioned.
I'm trying to make a point there, being focused. You know, if one is not focused, if you have so many other things that you are bringing in, you know, you are not focused on this singular opportunity that is actually changing life. I mean, one cannot make much progress. If you have so many things biting more than one can chew, you have this business, you dabble into another business and so on. You know, you are not focused on something that is actually making a difference in people's life, then it's a problem. I think one of the things that actually helped this guy was he was focused. That's the point I'm making here.
Wow.
Hello, okay. Am I on?
Yeah, just go on. You are making a point.
Hello, Pastor Mike.
We can hear you.
Okay, so that is one point, being focused. All right, thank you. Being focused. If you are coming into this business of CashFX, be focused. Forget about people, I mean, what opportunities people are trying to bring your way. If you dabble into so many things, you may not be focused. Now, two, you know, one other thing he mentioned is being persistent and consistent. Persistent and consistency and consistency. These are two things, two important ingredients in success. I discovered if you have to make a headway in any business, be consistent no matter the challenge you are having. Be persistent. Don't allow anything discourage you. All right. Then be consistent in your approach. You know, Pastor Mike has been telling us of the need to, you know, to make massive publicity of this very opportunity to people around, people out there. You know, but I've discovered that sometimes people give up easily. And they say, well, I've done it before. I was on air, I sponsored radio program, and I didn't see anything, and therefore they give up. But thank God the other time, like Pastor Mike was saying yesterday, you know, you don't give up because you made a radio advert, you sponsored radio advert, and the result was the expected was not forthcoming. Then you give up. Consistently with the demand that you go ahead and continue to do it. All right. That is one thing I took away from what the guy said. And another thing is, you know, the need for networking. Networking is something I discovered that, you know, I was actually avoiding it right from the time I started my journey in Forex trading. I say I was only here to learn Forex, but I later discovered that networking is very important. Unfortunately, today, when people hear network, they run away. But look at it here, that every organization that is succeeding in this surface planet, in one way or the other, is networking with like minds, with, you know, other organizations that are actually going and helping them to remain relevant. So networking is very important. I discovered that the thought of what I have made in this CashFX came from network. And this, I have never been a networker. I never wanted to be a networker. And up till now, I'm a little bit averse to networking. But I discovered it's something I cannot avoid. If people like Georgia could be still networking, then what are we saying? This is very important. Now, of course, that has to do with also teamwork. Well, as a leader, if we want to grow our uni-level organization, we need this. Lastly, before before I leave, resilience is something he also mentioned. Being resilient, you see, and this word resilience is ability to bounce back, ability to recover. He felt sometimes, in a number of times, but he never gave up. You see, bounced back. And today we're celebrating him. That you did one big business or the other and it failed should not make you to run away from future opportunities. Like when some people talk to people about this CashFX, some of them will tell you, I've done similar thing and I failed. They ran away with my money and so on. Now, one thing we get to understand here is if you are resilient, you don't give up because you were disappointed. This guy was disappointed severally, but he never gave up. That's resilience. He bounced back in a bigger way and still following. I said last, but let me take this as the last. No, learn and reinvest. Learning and earning is what CashFX has come that brought on the table. And if you want to succeed in this very business, be ready to learn. Somebody chatted me up this morning, and I told him, he said, can you explain how if I invest? I said, come to our meeting. He said, no, I don't have the time. I don't have chance. I may not have the chance. I said, well, if you don't have chance to, to come to where you will learn a system where you stake out your hard-earned money, if you are not ready to learn, to get knowledge that will help you to succeed in that system, then I cannot help you neither.
Absolutely.
I told him the truth. I said, this might be the hard truth I can tell you. If anybody is telling you anything otherwise, it may be economical with truth. This is true. You must be ready to learn if you are going to end here. Don't say, I don't have time to attend Zoom. I don't have time to attend training. Just tell me. Just summarize it to me. That summary may not help you much. So be ready to learn for you to earn. And when you earn, reinvest. The upgrade is very important. If you are going to earn more, you must invest more. That is just one thing I learned from some of the things I learned from what Jeja said. Thank you very much, Pastor Mike. Sorry,
wow.
I have to.
Wow. Thank you for your valuable contribution. I thank you so much. Guys, I think that is it from our leaders. If you got value from what we have discussed so far, can you type a 777? You got value from Pastor Thaddeus, Mr. TJ, all the way from UK. Type 777, and from all our leaders, this billionaire mindset has really add value to you. Type a 777, 777. So that is it, guys. We have just about 4 minutes to go. I know that we have people in the house who also want to make a contribution. All hands down. So I'm going to make all hands to go down. I will take 1 or 2 from the crowd. By 11:30, we end this call. 1 more of this training is coming up next week, Saturday, where we are throwing it open to the floor. So if you are here right now, you've not watched that video, you can go and watch it. We are going to throw it open. People from the floor and from the call today. If you know that you also want to pick 1 or 2 points, 3 points, just from the crowd, that's what we are going to do next week. We cannot exhaust, like Pastor Thaddeus said, what we learned from Georgia. And I still want the people in the crowd. We still have some leaders that are there that have not said anything today. Mr. Victor is here all the way from Port Harcourt. I know that he too have something to contribute. And there are so many other people that even know more than Pastor Mike. that are right there are in the team. So please, if you know that you want to add value, you are going to still join us next week. So meanwhile, I have a Folabi, Tony Eke here. Just make your point 1 minute so that we can close by 11:30.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I am enjoying the whole presentation of the people that are spoken ahead, and it's very interesting. But it's not kind of, I'm not really making contribution. I just want to get a little idea from you, sir, Pastor Mike.
Leadership training now, and that's our focus.
Yes, I know. I'm presently at Onisha presently. I want to know most of your radio places that you
please,
do adverts.
we are doing leadership training here. If you have any personal something, it's better you call me. We are live on YouTube, please.
No problem.
I don't want anything outside the leadership training.
No problem. Maybe that is what I would do. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tony.
Yeah, good morning, Pastor Mike and all the panelists. I'm really enjoying this moment, and it's really helpful, teaching us about mindset for whatever endeavor someone goes ahead to pursue. I have a little, since is a training, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm in the right order to ask what I want to ask. I'm thinking
I hope it has to do with the leadership training. I don't take anything outside leadership training.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at a situation where the training can also teach us about how to maximize your profiting in the CashFX business, how to maximize it. Because I had an experience.
All our leadership training on YouTube. We have done a lot of series on all that since we started 8 months ago. Every Saturday training is right there on YouTube. So you can get what you are asking for right there. You can watch the past one we did. You will see all those things there. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your question. Just go to the YouTube, type but not like the mic. We have dealt
I listen to your YouTube messages. I listen to it, but just that maybe I've not come across what I'm asking for.
If you watch the past one, you will see some of them we have dealt with, things like that. So, but all the same, I think your point is noted. So we'll still do more. It's a continuous training on how to build team, how to win. So it's a continuous training. So thank you, sir. Iboko, can we have you? I'm about to close.
Good morning, sir. It was a great presentation. I really enjoyed myself. Please, I just want to know your